So I tend to think of myself as a pretty good DIYer, but even I struggle to DIY bows out of ribbon. I've watched all the tutorials, I've read the blog posts, I have tried and tried and tried and tried, and every time they turn out just very, very sad looking. That is, until I discovered a little secret that enabled me to make ribbon bows, and I'm gonna let you in on that secret today so that way you too can successfully tackle this DIY. Hey crafter, my name is Amanda. Welcome to my channel, Craft is Autonomous. Thank you so much for watching my video, and make sure that you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to like the video before you leave. So today we are going to be DIYing some bows out of ribbon. These are great for Christmas. You can put them on trees, you can make little swag hanging items, you can put them on wreaths, lots of ways to use them. Last year I made my first successful bow out of ribbon in my entire life, and there's one little secret. The trick is to get ribbon that is wire edged and reversible. So here's what I mean by that, wire edged. I picked this up at Dollar Tree for $1, wire edged. So in both the sides, there's wire running through the edges of the ribbon. This is so important because it allows us to help hold the ribbon in shape. That was one of the things I really struggled with, is I would try to pinch my loops together to make my bow, but it would not stay. So the wire helps it stay. The second thing that helps is choosing a ribbon that is reversible. What I mean by reversible is that there's not really a top and bottom to the ribbon. Sure, there's kind of a top and bottom, but with this particular ribbon, because it is gauzy, no matter which side you're looking at it, you'll be able to see all of the ribbon. So I have two 9-foot rolls of wire edged ribbon that the front and back side both look the same. So grab your wire edged ribbon that is reversible and let's make some bows. One other thing I didn't mention that you will most likely want is some wire. Now you can go out and buy a spool of wire, but if you want to do the cheap option, which is what I went with, you can either pull some wire out of one of the edges here. There's a little piece of wire in there. You could just sacrifice a little bit of the ribbon to pull the wire out. Or you can do what I did and salvage some little wire scraps from some twist ties. I had a new pack of Christmas lights and they had twist ties in the packaging, and I just peeled the plastic part off, and so I was able to use these pieces of wire that otherwise would have gotten tossed in the trash. All right, let's start making a bow. First of all, you want to leave a piece to be the tail of your ribbon. And actually I want to get this little tape off of here. I don't actually measure anything. This is probably like 9 inches long maybe. I'm totally guessing. I'm kind of bad at guessing lengths. We'll call it 9 inches. And then you're gonna pinch it. Now we're gonna start doing loops back and forth. I'm gonna start making a loop to my right, and then pinch it here at the center. I'll probably make it a little bigger. This is maybe like 5 inches or so. Pinch it at the center, and then I'm going to twist it. So pinch it at the center, and then twist it. I found the twisting is the most important part because that's what keeps it together while you're folding your ribbon back and forth. And then make a loop, and you want your loop to be about as big as the loop on your first side. So an easy way to do that is to just fold it upwards, get them about lined up, and then again pinch it. Once more, twist your ribbon and make another loop on the right side. I'm going to make these first few loops all the same, so I'm lining it up, and then where it falls in the middle, pinch it all together. Again, twist it. Fold a loop on this side. Again, I'm making them about the same height right now. Pinch it together here in the middle. Twist it. And we're going to keep going back and forth. And the more loops you do, the more full your ribbon will be. And if you want, you can also start stacking it on top versus behind. See how these ones are kind of sitting to the front? You can start pulling them to the front or the back, however you want to do it. On my bow, I'm going to do 3 loops of this larger size. I need one more on the opposite end. And then pinch it in the center. And then I'm going to do 2 smaller loops. And I am about to run out of ribbon. That's totally okay. So since I'm about to run out of ribbon on this one, I'm actually going to let this piece count as my second tail. So I'm going to use this piece of wire to attach it, but really important, we want to also connect our new piece So I'm just gonna put it right here. I'm just gonna overlap it there in the front and put my U shape of wire around there. And then twist it all together really securely. And now that we've incorporated our new piece of ribbon, we're back to the same process where we're just gonna make loops on either side. Now I'm gonna make these loops be a little bit smaller so they'll kind of sit in front. So when I look on the side, instead of pulling it at the same length, I'm gonna bend it a little bit shorter. Again, pinch it there to the center and twist. So basically, if you think of one side of your ribbon as the front, we're always twisting that back to the front. And then again on the left side, loop it around. I want to make it about the same size as the other one I just did on the right hand side. So even pinch it to the center and then twist our ribbon over, loop it on the right hand side, make it about even with this other small loop we did, pinch it to the middle, twist it over, and then match this loop on the left hand side, pinch it to the center. And now at this point you have the option to either wrap this tail around. I personally find it's easier if I at this point attach another piece of wire around everything and then use a separate piece to create my little wraparound piece in the middle. So again, I just made another U out of my wire, wrap it around here really securely, and then I'm gonna trim off this ribbon. All right, so at this point it's gonna look half pretty and half disastrous. What we're gonna do to make this all better is we're going to do some fluffing. So you can pull apart your loops. And because they are wire edged, we can shape them however we want. So even if your wrapping and looping wasn't the best, you can easily achieve whatever shape you're going for just by shaping the wire. Same with these little loops here on the front. Just gonna twist them and play with them until I get them looking the way I want them to. That is why the wire edge is so nice. I tried for years using other ribbons that were not wire edge and I could not get it to hold together, but the wire edge means it holds its shape, and if you mess up, you just reshape it. You don't have to worry about perfectly folding it. So now we obviously need to do something about that center piece. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this tail to match the same length as my first tail. And this may or may not be enough. I may need to grab another piece of ribbon. But basically what we're going to want to do is take a piece of ribbon and go around the center. You can let it bunch up on its own, or you can kind of fold the edges under, kind of fold it into thirds, and then wrap around. I kind of like that look personally. And then on the back side, we're just going to take our two ends of the centerpiece and twist them together. Again, this is why it is so nice making these bows using wire edged ribbons. That made the difference for me, because things like this, you don't have to get wire out and go crazy attaching it. You just twist the ribbon itself and you're good to go. And if you've got a little bit of a nub, you can just tuck it under your loop there. And then you can come to the front and you can fluff that and adjust it however you want. And then last of all, if you want to make your tails look very fancy, pull them together, line them up, and fold them in half. And then once they're folded in half, you can either cut from the inside to the outer edge, and that will notch out a triangle, or you can go from the outer edge down towards the center of the fabric, and that will create a point. I'm going to do mine where I start high on the inside of the ribbon and end low on the outer edge of the ribbon. Just trim a straight line at an angle. And that will create those really pretty tails. And there you have it. That is how you create a really simple ribbon bow. These are so pretty to make, and you can get pretty close to a full bow with just one of these 9-foot ribbons from the dollar store. And if I made my loops a little smaller, my tails a little smaller, I would have been able to make it. So that's really nice. You can make one of these bows for just $1. And of course you can use 2 rolls if needed to make a larger bow for your project. And also it's so nice if you get all done, if you find that, see, like this side looks a little bigger than this side, I can just pull on these loops from the right side and it will pull the ribbon on the left side through, and I can get it all evened out. And if you want an easy way to attach this to anything, just run a piece of wire through the little loop we did on the back and you can attach it that way to your projects. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that this tutorial was helpful because, like I said, for the longest time I really struggled with making ribbon bows, but the wire edge ribbon makes all the difference. And while you're here, please like this video and subscribe so you know when I post new content. I'll see you in my next project. Happy crafting!